nowadays is not an ordinary day. The winds have shifted within the unseen realms. The clouds that after hovered silently above your own home are now whispering truths they've held again for too long. Heaven is not silent nowadays. Archangel Michael has been moving in the direction of your name. The angels are pacing, and the time on the divine clock reads 45 minutes left. The moment you've avoided, the voice you've got skipped, the signal you've left out, this is that second. It is right here, and it isn't always ready anymore. It is just for you. Do not try and bypass this. God has been trying to attain you again and again. You watched its coincidence. You suspect it's a passing notion or only a typical moment. However, no, it changed into God. Every chill down your spine, each feeling that something changed into wrong, each unexplainable heaviness in your heart, it changed into Him looking to get your interest. But you keep skipping it. You keep saying later. Maybe tomorrow. I'm too tired. I don't need to experience this right now. But now there's no more room for delay. Don't harm God to skip this once more. These days, July 6th, a record with your name on it changed into opened inside the highest court of heaven. Archangel Michael stood there, silent at first, preserving your call wrapped in golden mild. Then, with a voice of fireplace, he spoke your case aloud. He said, "This is the only who became chosen. This is the only who nearly gave up. This is the one whose enemies are about to be uncovered. I've waited lengthy enough. They have to open this now." And heaven fell silent, watching for your response. It is why this message has reached you. Do not skip it. No longer now. Not whilst the storm is ready to interrupt. There's something surprising about to appear. It is already in movement. Even as you are studying this, people you don't even know are mentioning your call. A person has checked your profile 10 times today. A lady has asked a person near you approximately your weaknesses. And someone you as soon as relied on has made a circulate so as to soon be uncovered. You cannot see it yet, however it is actual. It's taking place. That is why God is sending you this message. He is trying to prevent what the enemy thinks is unstoppable. However, he wishes your attention now. Simply 45 minutes stay. Do not say, "However, I am tired." Don't say, "I've heard this before." Because this is not like the ultimate time. This time, heaven has placed a seal of urgency over your existence. This time, if you skip it, you might not simply delay your blessing. You may stroll blindly right into a lure set to your heart. Someone is pretending to like you. A person is gambling a role. But at the back of closed doors, they're running with a person you have blocked. They're the usage of your kindness as a weapon against you. Archangel Michael has visible it, and he is not staying silent anymore. He has been looking ahead to your soul to prevent scrolling. He's been looking you disguise your tears in silence. The ones you don't admit. The ones you cry when the house is asleep and your chest feels like it is breaking. Michael noticed that. God saw that. and it made heaven weep. They understand you've been betrayed. They realize you relied on a person who smiled in your face and poisoned you with their silence. And now, a decision is being made in secret about you. But you are not by myself in this. It is why God says, do not harm me by skipping this again. In 45 minutes, something will trade. Either you may stroll into that lure, or you will be let loose by light. But you have to pick out to concentrate. You need to live awake. Because a person is making plans to call you. They'll pretend it is informal. They may smile and say, I used to be simply considering you. But their coronary heart has a hidden plan. They need facts. They need get right of entry too. They need to get close enough to use you. And in case you're now not spiritually alert, you'll think it's affection. But God says, it's now not love. It's leverage. You do not owe everybody your forgiveness in individual. You do not must allow what God is making an attempt to separate. And nowadays, He's looking to separate you. From who? From the equal spirit that maintains circling lower back with a brand new face. From the voice that when gave you goosebumps, however now offers you anxiety. From the person who says all of the right things, but something in you by no means rests when they talk. It is not your destiny. It's a put off. And heaven desires to ruin that postpone now. God says you've been marked through grace. But your grace has been abused. You've covered others, spoken softly whilst you have to have walked away, and general half-love while your soul cried for more. That ends now. This moment marks a divine shift. However, it cannot show up until you concentrate. Concentrate carefully. There's a name being discovered to you. Right now, while you read, it might whisper for your memory. It might show up in a dream tonight. That name is either your caution or your rescue. Both manner, you ought to consider it. Do not underestimate what 45 minutes can do within the religious international. What seems small to your timeline is explosive within the spirit realm. Angels are already positioned close to your door. One of them is sporting a message. It'll come in an unusual shape, a smartphone variety, a dream, a misname, a voice that sounds acquainted however off. Don't ignore it. Do not brush it aside. It really is your clue. Heaven not often shouts. It whispers in methods the world overlooks. And in case you're spiritually wide awake, you will catch it. A person goes to speak your name in a room you have never entered. Someone will protect you whilst you're now not present. Someone is preparing to bless you, but now not all and sundry round you is happy about it. And that's the risk. Jealousy is trying to conceal itself as difficulty. Envy is pretending to be own family. Be wise. Be quiet. God says, your silence is energy. You are no longer obligated to explain your subsequent circulate to people who simplest watch to look you fail. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword for you. There's war inside the heavens, and you are the cause. You do not see it, but demons are trembling on the authority over your name. It's why the attacks intensified. It really is why extraordinary things commenced taking place round you. It's why sleep hasn't been non-violent, and your spirit has been stressed. You are not paranoid. You're being prepared. Something larger than you imagined is about to return, but first, the publicity. God says, I'm going to reveal something so painful, you will experience like you are breaking. However, after it's uncovered, you may be loose. You'll recognize why I allowed sure human beings to depart. You'll see why that opportunity turned into not on time. I used to be shielding you, now not punishing you. And in that moment, whilst truth crashes through the lies, you'll sense my hands round you. You'll understand that I never left. In 45 minutes, something surprising goes to knock on your existence. Be spiritually unsleeping. Be quiet. Watch the whole lot. Due to the fact one sentence can shift the entirety. One message. One name. One voice. And whilst it comes, don't put off. Do not ask for signs and symptoms once more. This is the sign. That is the warning. That is the door. Input it along with your eyes open and your heart guarded. Heaven is speaking again. The angels have paused their responsibilities and accrued around your call. A person who once laughed at your pain will quickly watch your eyes. However, your elevation will cost you your silence. Communicate when God leads, but live silent whilst it protects you. There is a snake close to your lawn. But they are afraid. Due to the fact you're now not who you were the day gone by. You are rising now. The 45 minutes left are not just bodily. They're spiritual. A clock has started. And every second that passes is a part of a divine countdown. Heaven is watching. The miracle has already been dispatched. But God says, if they skip this once more, I'm able to now not deliver it to a distracted coronary heart. You've got prayed for this moment. Do not pass over it whilst looking inside the wrong course. An sudden visitor is coming. It might not appear to be what you thought. It won't arrive when you expect. But whilst it does, you will feel your spirit shift. You may experience peace, or you may sense warned. Both way, trust that feeling. It really is no longer just instinct. That is God. This is me. Do not reject it. Do not talk yourself out of it. I'm looking to attain you. I've attempted for years. But this is my final try for this bankruptcy. What's coming isn't only a breakthrough. It's a separation. A tearing far from what has held you down. A whole elimination of what no longer fits. You could experience lonely inside the following couple of days. But that loneliness is the echo of false attachments leaving. Allow them to pass. Cry in case you need to. Mourn what you idea it might be. But permit it pass. Archangel Michael says, do no longer skip this. Do no longer run. I've been defensive you for years, however now you have to stand. Say number. Say enough. Say goodbye. say nothing if needed. However, do now not cross backward. That is your phrase. Your next is not in the back of you. It's beforehand. But only for the obedient. Simplest for the brave. You aren't late. You're proper on time. However, some time is constrained. 45 minutes can open or close a door. Select wisely. Listen intently. Heaven is watching. Type A, guys, to get hold of your divine shift. Blessing 777 is unlocking. Archangel Michael says, 45 minutes left. The time of caution has been sounded. The trumpet has blown silently over your own home. Your ears were ignoring the sound. Now, God's hand is moving, and in case you dare to bypass this again, the ache of what you pass over will follow you into the subsequent bankruptcy of your lifestyles. There may be someone watching you. They've been assigned to you spiritually for months now, and their process became to postpone you, confuse you, waste a while, and whisper lies into your spirit. You notion it turned into your voice. You idea those mind got here from your good judgment, however they have been injected. Heaven is exposing it now due to the fact you're one step far from a surprising divine shift which you cannot find the money for to miss. The reason you maintain seeing messages like that is because this one, this one, is the one that turned into sent to shake your whole religious device. God says, I'm speaking to you immediately. I am now not asking anymore. I'm now not requesting you to pay attention. I'm commanding you to obey now because this second is only yours. It is not for the group. It isn't always for those round you. It is not in your enemies. This phrase is sealed underneath your name and time-stamped for this hour. Your private home has been marked now not only for the ache, but for safety, but in case you delay to reply, the protection may be blocked. Archangel Michael has been standing via your bedroom for 2 nights. He has watched you scroll beyond the words from heaven, skip divine guidance, and chuckle while your spirit became crying. But this time, your spirit isn't always crying by myself. Heaven is crying too. God says, I watched you take a seat in silence while you ought to have spoken. I watched you provide like to someone who most effective came to take. I gave you dreams, however you have been too worn out to wake up and write them down. I gave you signs, but you requested for proof. Now, the time for asking is over. I'm moving tonight. Kind amen to get hold of this divine blessing 333. Someone near you is hiding something of their coronary heart. You don't see it when they smile. You don't pay attention it after they speak. However I, the Lord, have studied their mind. They do now not rejoice you. They're afraid of who you are becoming. They realize your mild is increasing and their strength over you is reducing. There may be a plan to delay you this week. It seems like love, however it's far manipulation. It looks like help, however it's Miles' control. Archangel Michael has been standing near your door to damn what is coming, but if you skip this message again, the block will be lifted. That's why it says 45 minutes left. This is actual. That is religious time, and it isn't always anticipating your convenience. God says, you preserve announcing you're prepared, however you are not prepared till you obey. Read this completely. Stay in this word. Due to the fact the instant your spirit receives it, heaven will release what has been caught. Type Amen to receive this divine blessing. 555. There is a person who's pretending to help you. They maintain asking questions like they care. They maintain checking on you what they love you. But they already spoke in opposition to you 2 days ago. A conversation became held approximately you which you were now not imagined to recognize approximately. However, God is revealing it due to the fact truth is coming like fireplace. I'm approximately to expose a name to you. A call you depended on. A name you saved close. A name you stated to your prayers. This name has been working against you, and their moment of pretending is finishing quickly. You'll see something slip from their lips. Her facial features will alternate. A small detail will discover their hidden feelings. God says, do not panic. I allowed the misinformed maintain because I desired to check your discernment. However, now, the season of silence is over. I'm approximately to expose, and I want you to be nonetheless and watch. Type A guys to acquire this divine blessing. 999. The next 45 minutes are sacred. In the unseen realm, an angel has been dispatched to mark the houses which might be ready. If your heart gets this, your private home might be included. If you pass this, the angel will move beyond your door. Do no longer say later. Do no longer say, I'll read it whilst I have time. That is how humans leave out what God has deliberate for his or her now. A door is beginning. However, before that door opens, a person ought to depart your life. You may now not need them to move. You may nevertheless love them. However, their presence has come to be poison. Their phrases have emerged as a weight. Their plans for you are not pure. God says, I gave them time to change, but now I am providing you with permission to allow go. That is the shift second. The whole lot that takes place after this word can be distinct. You may not experience it proper away, however heaven has already moved. The environment is changing. The order has been given. Angels are not asking, they're transferring. Kind amen to get hold of this divine blessing. 444. There may be a marvel coming. You don't assume it. You didn't pray for it directly. But it's miles tied to a non-public prayer you once whispered whilst you had been crying past you at night time. God in no way forgot. That second become recorded, and now the solution is coming, no longer how you imagined, however higher. A person goes to attain out. Their message can be unique. It is going to be soft. It'll be unexpected. Don't overthink. Simply reply with discernment. God says, I'm on this. I orchestrated it. I placed your call of their spirit. Watch how I reconnect what the enemy tried to cut. Kind amen to acquire this divine blessing. 111. If your spirit is trembling as you read this, it approach the angel is close to. It means heaven is confirming that this isn't only a message. It smiles a call. A name to reposition your mind, your area, your coronary heart. A call to put together. A name to detach. A call to listen. Archangel Michael says, you hold looking forward to the proper moment to obey. That best moment turned into already 7 months in the past. You're now in overflow grace. You've got not on time lengthy sufficient. In case you pass now, you might not have the ability to say you didn't realize. God is ready to release something to your life that no guy can block. But your coronary heart need to be cleared. No bitterness. No worry. No dependence on the individual that betrayed you. They're now not your supply. I'm your supply. There may be a financial door that became caught due to a conversation a person had approximately you. They attempted to apply your name to close an possibility. However, they failed. The door is beginning again. And this time, nobody can block it. Type Amen to receive this divine blessing 777. God says, this message is heavy because it's far holy. Don't run from it. Study it twice if you need to. Something is set to shift. I don't deliver warnings without a purpose. This is not worry. It's training. Because once I act unexpectedly. And when I disclose, I expose completely. You're approximately to look a person's proper face. It's going to hurt. It can shock you. However, it'll also unfasten you. Due to the fact what you failed to know become that they have been a reason your spirit felt trapped. Now you may recognize why you felt so heavy of their presence. Now you may see why certain advantages paused once they entered your existence. The fog is lifting. The delay is finishing. The season of misunderstanding is closing. A brand new wind is coming. However, it calls for your give up. Say yes. Completely. Sooner or later. Absolutely. Type Amen to receive this divine blessing. Oh. God says, I forgive your postpone. I forgive your hesitation. But now I command you to get up. Permit go of that number you preserve calling. Let move of that pal who continues blending love with manipulation. Let move of the mind that make you sense like less than what I made you. Heaven has been looking your room. An angel has visited your own home 6 times already. You did not experience it due to the fact your thoughts was too complete of noise. However, this time, in case you read this word in silence, you may experience the air exchange. That is how you may understand the angel is near. A person has been praying for you in mystery. You do not know it, however their prayer is what is governing you presently. God used their faith to defend your future. You may quickly meet them. They'll say something with a view to sound acquainted in your spirit. It's your sign. Live alert. Type A guys to get hold of this divine blessing 222. This message is handiest for you. Don't percentage it, but do not point out it. Just sit with it. Allow it talk for your soul. Due to the fact God's voice is not shouting, it's whispering. And only the equipped will pay attention. Time isn't always ready. The 45 minutes had been given as a final window. Each second now matters. Each desire now counts. And this message has marked the beginning of your next bankruptcy. You're loved. You are chosen. But you must obey. God says, pass now. Talk now. Examine this once more now. Due to the fact I will now not ship this warning once more. I am shifting. Type Amen to acquire this divine blessing. 888. These days is not like each different day. Nowadays, something is transferring inside the heavens, and this message has been dispatched at once to you. You've got skipped earlier than. You've not on time earlier than. However, right now, something is going on inside the spirit realm that cannot be neglected. Time is transferring fast. There are handiest 45 minutes left earlier than what's coming reaches your door. Archangel Michael has stood earlier than the throne of God, soliciting for your protection. He has begged God no longer to permit this second pass by means of without accomplishing you. On every occasion you have scrolled beyond the signs and symptoms,